Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. My name's Stephanie, and today we are going to be window shopping Hella Handmade Creations. Hella Handmade, or HHC for short, is another monthly pre-order online marketplace that takes place over the course of 1 week every single month. And instead of having a monthly theme, each brand has their own theme that they follow. So it's a little fun and interesting in that way. There are also a lot of hand and nail care type of products, but I'm going to be focusing on the nail polishes because that's what I'm interested in. So without further ado, let's just look at the website. Okay, so here is the website for Hella Handmade this month. So let's start by looking at the first 2 rows, but it's really only the first row that has the polish. And from here, can't say that I'm really drawn to anything, but I think the all mixed up lacquers, the charity polish, reminds me the most of Fauve's. Ooh, I think it's called Stargazing, maybe, or like Shooting Stars, something like that, but it was from the Van Gogh collection. It was the bright version. I think the only thing that's missing are the moon glitters, but the combination of the stars and the gold and blue just remind me of that Fauve. The other all mixed up is kind of interesting with this like shade of green, but I don't know, like it's not enough to want to get it, but I do think it looks cool. And I also can't really put my finger on a potential dupe either. So this one is kind of nice, for green lovers, but I can definitely skip. So let's just move on to the next 2 rows here. And from here, I would say the one that catches my eye the most is the BCB charity polish. I almost want to say this reminds me of Island P's Shadow Grove, I think it's called, which is almost embarrassing that I don't know because I had that on my Black Friday wish list. But yeah, I would say that it looks similar in my mind, having this really dark base that's illuminated by this golden shimmer. It just looks so cool. So I do really love this one. It is super, super stunning. And of course, always love a charity polish, but I don't know if I want to add it to my wish list. It's gorgeous, right? But I don't know, because I already have the Island P on my wish list and I'm already on the fence about that one, I don't need 2 to be on the fence about. But with the other shades, like the Bee's Knees, that looks like another super smooth magnetic, but it's not really a color I'm interested in. So I can definitely pass on this, but I imagine, there's going to be so many people super pumped about this one. It looks cool, don't get me wrong, just not my shade. So let's just keep moving, and oh my gosh, okay. This Cleona, this might seem like such a weird thing. Okay, this Cleona is called Anglerfish. This polish just like immediately transported me into a video game that I love so much. I think the name is fitting, but the video game is called Soma. I'm not sure how many people are familiar with it. Kind of a spooky game, but one of my favorite games, absolutely so incredible with the storytelling. And there's an area in the game, or like a level, I guess, whatever you'd call it, that has this vibe, and there is an anglerfish. So I know this might sound silly, but I feel like I need to get this. Like I'm sure so many of you guys know that I've had this curated collection kind of series on my channel where I just do things like inspired by whatever, whether it's aesthetics or even music or movies. Like I did my polishes inspired by Twilight last year. And I've always thought about how cool it would be to do a collection like inspired by video games, but it's so hard to do it at the same time. So, and it's a lot more niche too. So I never would have done it, but I just love that this is that game to me. So I don't know if that makes sense. This is just such a weird tangent, but I just need it. And as far as the rest of the shades here go, I can't say that I'm really interested in them, but some of them kind of give like familiar vibes. The Colores de Carol, the Flame Keeper, is sort of looking like Holotaco's Disco Inferno, possibly. Maybe closer to I'm Rover It. I thought from this first photo it had a little bit more of a metallic flaky type of, finish. But then seeing this photo, which I'm assuming is outside in direct sun, it looks a lot more like I'm over it. So, but still, either way, it's giving hollow taco. So, we could skip that. The cracked polish, murky intentions. This one is kind of interesting. I was gonna say this initial photo was kind of reminding me of one of the Mooncat browns, not Dark Horse, because I think Dark Horse is closer to Leather Bound, which is just like a darker chocolate brown multichrome. But this is a little bit lighter, more of like a medium toned. And actually, yeah, it's like not even brown. It's described as a murky green, which I could definitely see like in certain photos in the bottle with that pinkish sort of shimmer. So that kind of makes it lean a little brown. This is such a prugly color that, oh man, it's just like a little too much for me. Like, obviously love the shimmers, but I feel like this, I don't know, like I don't think this would look nice on me. I think unfortunately too much of that greenish base would come through, where like, I kind of hate to say it, but not really, because I think this is like a better option or alternative. The base color is sort of reminding me of like Orly's Elysian Fields, right? Just being so murky and green. So I wonder if this could be like the shimmer version of that. But yeah, I think it's just a little too prugly for me. But I think it does look great on some people, in most of these photos. I will say, I'm like, you know what, like this actually maybe isn't that bad, but I just know I unfortunately can't trust it. And the other cracked here is interesting. This is their charity polish. This one has a black base with pink shimmers. This one is so subtle. I kind of like how subtle it is though. In a way though, this actually almost reminds me of Zoya's Lilith, which I just added to my D-stash pile. But that one is a black base with these kind of like rose gold metallic sort of flakies. So a little bit different in that way. But yeah, I don't need it basically, but some pretty shades, like even the Dom too. I can't put my finger on a polish, but it's like we've just seen this before, so we can just move on to the next two rows. And okay, from here I want to look at it. Unfortunately, I am not going to be getting it, but man, this garden path is so stunning. I already have so many cobalt blues. I just don't need another one. But wow, this one is incredibly gorgeous. For me, I would say the closest, to the type of visual finish, like the shimmer sort of particle, it reminds me of Starly's Oceanic Moonlight, which is a magnetic, but leaving it unmagnetized, I feel like could kind of look like this. And I also think, there's just so many other blues that could be similar to this. But yeah, this one is just so glowy, so beautiful, but I don't need it, unfortunately. And the Elb up here, Jazz, this one is giving me KB shimmers after midnight, so that I'm thankful I can pass on because I already have in my collection. It's stunning though, but we can just move on. So from this chunk, I immediately want to look at the Hula Moon, not to get it, because it does remind me of Cracked Polish's Merc, which came out in Hella Handmade earlier this year. I think maybe this has like a little bit of a less gray base. I remember Merc just, I don't know, like it was almost gray. At least it is in my memory. It admittedly has been a little while since I last wore it, but there is something about this one that just seems like a brighter sort of base color, but just like that ethereal, glowy kind of shimmer. It's just giving fairy vibes. So I think actually the only other difference too is that this has some scattered holographic glitters. So that, might be a little much for some people. It definitely adds like this sort of visual texture, right? Like it's not just a shimmer, but it is a really pretty sparkle. And I feel like, the shimmer is still super strong on its own. So this might be a really good alternative if you did miss out on Merc. I think the other Hula Moon is actually really pretty too. I love, again, just like this bright blue base color, these intensely glowy aqua flakies, almost giving a vibe of like the Holo Taco flakies, but these are much smaller, and even the color is like not quite like the Holo Taco ones, but you know, this still could be like a good option if, like, let's say, because yeah, actually I don't think the blue that they had was a lot darker in its base, and it also had, I think, like purpley pink flakies, so I like this as a better alternative to that blue. But you know, the finish isn't quite the same, but still really nice, and again, always love a charity polish. But yeah, the other shades here not really speaking to me, so we can move on to the next 2 rows. And from here, I mean, like, the top row of shades are interesting, right? Like, pretty unique, I would say, but not really ones that I would want to add to my collection necessarily. And the 2 polishes we have on the bottom row feel like, you know, they're simple enough that we can see them again, if that makes sense. But at the same time, I'm also struggling with, like, you know, putting my finger, at least on the Linby Encore shade. That one's a little bit more unique to my collection, at least, but it's just kind of, you know, a teal base with like a shimmer, so it's like simple enough in its finish that we probably will see it again. But the other Linby, I mean, obviously this one is a glow in the dark as well, so that's a little different. But yeah, I know a lot of people also don't really care for glow in the dark, so we can just move on. I'm not really feeling those. So from here, yeah, unfortunately, also not super feeling these. And I guess like the only other one that's kind of standing out in a familiar way is this Moth and Moon Encore shade called Pain, where it reminds me of Mooncat's Love Bomb, but like with reflective glitter. Maybe this is a little bit more red in its base, or maybe just brighter. I think the Mooncat is a little bit more muted, but it kind of has a similar vibe, at least. Maybe not similar colors. But yeah, so, you know, the other one's like maybe kind of pretty, but just like not really for me. So we can just move on again to the next 2 rows. And okay, from here, I would say the one that, like, there's a couple standing out, but the one that immediately caught my eye is this Naps and Nails Winter is Coming. Ooh, okay, wait, I actually didn't realize this is a thermal along with a magnetic, but oh man, honestly, I might not even care. Let me see. Wait, okay, yeah, this is a thermal that has a warm state of a clearish blue-gray to teal when cold with the silver pull. Oh my gosh, this is so gorgeous. Like, oh my gosh, I love this color. I especially love it in this lighting. Like, this is just kind of, you know, normal, like overhead kind of lighting. I can't tell if it's like in an office or, you know, whatever, but I appreciate this lighting because, you know, everything else, right, has kind of that studio sort of light box vibe, which sure, you know, looks nice, but there's something about just natural sort of, well, I don't know if natural's the right word, maybe more candid photos, I don't know. But the lighting there, I just like so much more. But either way, the color is still just so beautiful. But see, like in these types of photos, the color looks a lot lighter, almost like a sky blue, or, you know, like an aqua sort of shade. I would say this color reminds me the most of Island Pea's Flashing Lights, but I would assume like much more opaque, right? And without the background shimmer. I don't think Cirque has a blue like this. Like the blue that they have is called Mind Over Matter. Maybe in some photos I can see it looking similar, but in these photos, like I don't think the base color is like that. But that brings me to the next point, the fact that this is a thermal, so it transitions from this, you know, teal color to a lighter, like grayish. I feel like these photos show it off the best. I am so intrigued by that. And like with the name, oh my gosh, that is just so satisfying. There is something just about this that's itching a specific part of my brain, and I love it so much. I don't need another magnetic, and you know how I feel about thermals, but like at least, okay, worst case scenario, this thermal dies. I would be happy with it in either state. I would prefer it in the cold state because I think that is a unique shade of blue to my, you know, collection. But even the lighter state, it's not really like a true silver. Like there's still a little bit of that blue undertone, which I think is really interesting. Almost, you know, funny enough, kind of reminding me of the bee's knees magnetic from earlier, at least, you know, color wise, right? So it's such an interesting shade, but I don't know, I'm like on the fence about it. Like I really, really like it, but I'm trying to talk myself out of it. And I don't know why, because I mean, you know, it's going back to like, okay, this color is kind of like that Island Pea that I mentioned, and I already love the Island Pea, and I don't want to replace it. You know, like some of the polishes that I'll get from PPU or HHC, I don't mind replacing, you know, others in my collection where it's like an upgrade to me. I don't know if I would consider this like an upgrade necessarily, but it's just like really, really pretty. Oof, I'm gonna have to like think on this more. I really do like it, but and like also the thermal aspect too is like another reason where it's like, you know, it's likely gonna die before I make a dent in it. Oh man, I don't know. So let me just get out of there. I will just have to think on it later, see if it's like still on my mind in a couple of days. But yeah, for now, let me just not tempt myself anymore. But anyway, as far as the rest of the shades here go, I would say the other one that I really like is the Nirvana. Not enough to get it, but it does remind me of Holo Taco's Happily Ever Aqua, where it looks like, you know, it has that aqua linear hollow base and then this really strong blue shimmer. Dare I say, you know, the shimmer in this is a lot stronger than in Holo Taco, but maybe the hollow is a little more subdued. It's hard to tell from these photos, but it's a stunning color. Like, just always love a bright aqua, and bonus points that it's a charity polish. But yeah, I'm not really feeling the other shades here, so let's just move on to the next two rows. And okay, from here, actually never mind. I was gonna say like the Pampered polishes is kind of cute, being this like peachy orange jelly, but I don't think I like the little glitters, or yeah, they're glitters, not really flakies. It's okay, it's inspired by the Wreck-It Ralph series, which I'm not familiar with. It's kind of giving like food. Like there's a food polish. I don't know, maybe there's like a Sinful Colors that looked like this, you know, and it's just not for me. But I love the base color. That alone is very, very cute. But yeah, I can't say, oh my god, wait. The Nothing Basic, the magnet, the little snowman, he's so cute. Obviously not gonna get this right, but just like how adorable. Wait, I kind of want him. I'm not gonna get him, but he's so cute. Also such a crazy like magnetic style or whatever. I don't know what shape, like star, I guess, and like a pinwheel. Interesting. But yeah, I just would want him to be on my desk, you know, but we don't need that. I already have snowmen. So let's just keep going. Let's not get distracted. And from here, I can't say I'm really interested in anything. I mean, like maybe the one I like the most is the Phoenix Not Alice, but it's not like a super unique shade. Well, at least like the finish, right? You know, this shimmer, scattered hollow. We have seen that before. The color though, I can't really put my finger on a shade that's kind of like this. So maybe it's a little unique in that way. Like at first I was thinking, oh, it's kind of a similar color to like Mooncat's Venus Flytrap, but this has a much brighter sort of like red shimmer sort of going throughout it. This is almost like the berry toned version of Cirque's Coronation, or you know, any other purple with a red shimmer, so it is pretty in that way. You know, maybe a little unique, okay? Put some respect on her, but I don't need it. I don't need to add it to my collection. And I guess the only other one I kind of like is that Pepper Polish Wings of Light. This just magical iridescent flaky balm, but I also know I don't need that in my collection, so we can just keep it moving. And yeah, unfortunately not feeling these shades, so let's just keep going. And from here, I would say my favorite is the Sassy Sauce Fire Starter. Oh, you guys know, it's like this specific magnetic pigment. Oh, okay, I don't know why the photos are not loading. Well, okay, anyway, we'll just look at this one, right? We don't really need to see many more photos. I love this magnetic pigment. Oh, it is just so like chef's kiss delicious. I also really like the base color in this. It's a burgundy tinted base, okay, with a strong fire magnetic pull that reveals a purpley pink large particle shimmer. Ooh, this is so tempting. I love that. The base alone being this like black, almost burgundy, you know, accented with like the red shimmer, kind of reminds me of Gates of Hell, but you know, this is obviously very dimensional, very, very different. And having the background purpley pink shimmer is like a nice bonus too. So I feel like maybe that's kind of the extra difference where, oh no, I was gonna say the other sassy sauce this kind of reminds me of is maybe Wicked Sorcery, because that has a black base, but the magnetic shimmer is more of that like black to red multi-chrome, and this is a lot more fiery, right? There's more orange in there, and it's different in that way. But oh yeah, I just know it's like this specific pigment in the velvet effect. Oh my gosh, I am such a sucker for it, but I don't need it, so we can get out of there. Ooh, actually, I wonder if maybe this is a little closer to Sassy Sauce's A Decade of Decadence, because I think that one had that maybe the same, if not super similar, fiery magnetic shimmer. Maybe the background was different though, because I think that had more of like a blue shimmer in the back instead of like this pinky purple. But yeah, maybe that one's what I was thinking of and not Wicked Sorcery. So, you know, similar enough basically is what I'm saying. But yeah, from everything else, I can't say I'm not really feeling it. So, you know, we can just go on to the next two rows. And oh my gosh, okay, wait a second. Wait a second. Okay, so the Witch Cult, this reflective glitter. Oh, and actually we're like at the very end too. Okay, unfortunately, I don't really care for the zombie claw too much. I like how it looks in that top left photo, but like only in that top left photo, respectfully. So, you know, we'll stay up here, but let's tap into this Witch Cult. Oh, okay, they're starting a new series, because I'm like, I don't know of an Animal Crossing character like with this sort of name reference, whatever, but it's a new Pittsburgh inspired series. This specifically inspired by Pittsburgh's iconic confluence of rivers. So fun. I won't lie, you know, not really caring for the inspiration, but the color, oh my goodness. I love that color. Whoa. Oh my god, and the fact that it's a reflective too. Oh my god, it looks so different here though. Like, what does it actually look like? Because see, this is like what I want to pour all over me. But then like these photos, well, okay, this is like under flash. This is seemingly, you know, natural direct sunlight, and it just looks so bright, right? Like, I love this deeper teal color. It's described as a royal blue base with a shifty blue to turquoise to green shimmer and blue reflective glitters. I can see how it's royal blue. I guess maybe it's the shimmer that sort of can make it look like a teal, you know, maybe depending on the lighting. I mean, maybe this is just like slightly lower lighting, even though there's obviously a light on it. But it's just different than, you know, being outside or whatever. So, oh, it's stunning. Oh, this is so stunning. But I'm I'm just kind of on the fence because it's such a chameleon shade, you know? Because I feel like when it comes to this shade of blue, I'm pretty sure there's a KB shimmer that is like this, but this shade, oh my god, I love that so much. Okay, let's look at these other photos. I feel like this is, you know, perfectly in between, right? The other two that I showed. So it is a dark blue. I feel like I don't have a polish quite like this either. Like maybe this sort of tealy color is kind of reminding me of like, you know, Mooncats when hell freezes over in a way, but this is obviously like the shimmer version as opposed to the flaky. But with the other kind of shades, oh, this is so stunning. Wow. Oh, I can't stop staring at it. It is just so pretty. Like it really only is like, you know, these couple of photos that have me a little nervous about it. Obviously under flash, it looks great, right? But here, I'm just a little on the fence. So I don't know what to do, because it's like, okay, statistically, right, like the majority of the photos I actually really like, you know, the color is like, it seems like I would be into it, but I don't know. I feel like just as on the fence about this as that naps and nails, where it's like I love it so much, like I'm having such a visceral reaction to how much this polish is just doing something to my brain, but I'm like talking myself out of it and I just don't know if I should or not. Ooh, that is so hard, but okay, we'll maybe revisit it, but at least for now, the only other one I kind of want to see more close-ups is this Wicked lacquer, the Grand Wheel, because it's just so dark, so moody. It's pretty. Not super crazy about this like larger size of hollow though. Like I think it can work, but I don't know, with the way I feel like it needs more of it or something, or just a smaller, like daintier hollow, because I don't love the visual texture that it adds. I know there's like another, I think it was like the Hula Moon, right, that had this similar kind of hollow glitter. I feel like it's a little too distracting for what I want with the shimmer. Like the base itself, honestly, that probably would have been really tempting, even though it is such a dark color. And I just did my destashing, or maybe not just, but you know, I did my destashing blacks video and talking about how I don't even wear black polish that often, but for some reason I'm just gonna be tempted by some of them, you know? And I love the shimmer combination in this, but yeah, the glitter just kind of like ruins it for me, so I feel comfortable walking away from that. But yeah, so let's just look at my wish list, right? And right now the only one that I have for sure, this one is like for sure 1000%, if I can only choose one, this is the one I'm going home with, right, is Cleona's Anglerfish, because I can't quite put it into words just how much I need this polish, because it is just giving me Soma vibes. Like, oh, I love that. So I'm happy with this, but I am still like on the fence about the others. So that wraps up my window shopping for Hella Handmade this month. As always, I can't wait to hear what you think of this month's offerings. How many of the shades were you interested in, if any at all? Or are you going to be skipping altogether? Because I know with Hella Handmade, even with PPU, I don't think I had mentioned it in that video, but I feel like it's kind of common that a lot of people will skip these monthly pre-orders to focus on Black Friday, which is kind of a shame that neither HHC or PPU, at least to my knowledge, don't participate in Black Friday, especially HHC since it's a little bit closer to that date. So I totally get, you know, prioritizing the sales this time of year. But yeah, as you saw, I do have a couple of things that I'm kind of interested in. Like I know for sure the Cleona is going to come home with me, but the other two shades I keep like going back and forth on, where I love them. Like I would love to have them and wear them. I know I would actually enjoy them, but I'm like wanting to sort of like replace some shades, I guess, or do the one in, one out rule, but I can't think of what the replacements would be. So I'm kind of having a hard time with that. So maybe I just need to go through my collection again, especially for like the Witch Cult nails being this darker, you know, inky blue shade. surely I have something else that's like similar, but maybe I don't love it as much, and then I can replace that. But with the Nailed It Magnetic, I feel like the closest one that I can think of is Flashing Lights from Island P, and I don't want to replace that one. So yeah, I'm just really struggling with it, but I guess I still have some time to decide. But yeah, let me know what you think of these, or of course, let me know what you have on your wish list if you are going to be shopping this month. Let me know any and all thoughts you have down below so we can chat about it. But thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!